Hello, my lovely Geminis. This is Debs, and this is your reading for mid-Feb 2024. Gem, lovely to be with you. I hope you guys are well. Now, I've just come out of meditation, and I simply saw two people having a chat across a table. I couldn't tell whether or not it was in a coffee shop or a library or an office block. They were just literally sitting opposite each other chatting, but they were deep in this conversation. Oh my goodness. They were talking about the cosmos. They were talking about the fifth dimension. They were talking about the concept of unconditional love. They were delving really, really, really deep. One of these two was obviously the one who held the majority of information. One of them was possibly very learned, possibly had traveled a great deal or had done a lot of research, almost as a mentor. And the other person was simply sat there fascinated. And they kept saying, oh my goodness, how do you know this stuff? How did you come across that information? That's really interesting. I'll have to look into that. Totally intrigued, totally intrigued. And then the vision ended. So Gemini, I'm not sure whether or not you are falling in love with someone's mind, whether or not you simply find them intriguing, fascinating. How did you know that? My goodness, that's a really unusual way of looking at things. Yeah, Gemini, you are entranced, or you're going to be. Or you're going to be. Okay, guys. If you're ready, let's jump in. This is the Tarot de la Nuit. Wow. I'm hearing the words cerebral ecstasy. Okay. Don't know where that came from. This could be somebody who uses unusual words. This could be somebody extremely eloquent, somebody who is articulate. Gemini, you're going to be pulled in. Now, Gem, right? You're all about the cerebral. This could be somebody fascinated by you. Let's see. Let's see. Archangel Michael, thank you for joining us. This is the reading for my Geminis. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Mid-Feb 2024. What do we have for my lovely Geminis? Thank you, Michael. Yeah. Somebody that you can't stop talking to because they keep coming out with such fascinating theories. A really good conversation it is. And Gem, this will be your perfect type of person, right? Yeah. Okay, guys. Let's see what's going on. The Star. Interesting, because this is Aquarian energy. It's also surveying the bigger picture. This is someone who may be a natural healer. I'm hearing Earth Angel, Earth Angel. I'm hearing that old song, Earth Angel. You can't stop listening to this person. You're just entranced. What are they going to come out with next, you know? Five of Wands. Gemini, you're in inner conflict. I feel that this is someone unusual. They may not be someone that you would normally want to date. It could be, Gemini, that this is someone who is a lot younger than you or a lot older than you. They could be from a very different background, but you find them simply intriguing. And it's what's going on in their mind, the way they think about things, their views, that you simply can't get enough of. In the past, Gem, Four of Pentacles. There may have been a period of time in the past where you felt a little bit on your own. You may have been worried financially. There's a sense of not being able to find your person. I just can't find the right one. After that time, Gemini, the Seven of Pentacles. You may have been stuck in nostalgia. You may have been stuck in the past, almost not wanting to release the past, not really wanting to look to the new. You could have been holding on to a relationship in the past, but you decided to let that go. And I feel you've now come across this person. In your thoughts, Gem, the Nine of Pentacles. I could be connecting with a masculine Gemini, or Gemini, this is someone who finds you fascinating. I actually feel that's what we've got here. Gemini, you may be sitting in the Nine of Pentacles. You could be independent. You could run your own business. If you run your own business, Gemini, it may well be that you are highly knowledgeable about a particular area of life. You could be a life coach. You may have a lot of esoteric knowledge. You may also be sitting in what I want to say, fiercely independent energy. It's as if what you portray is, I'm very happy by myself. And I feel, Gemini, what we've got here is someone who silently puts you on a bit of a pedestal. If you don't know who this is, if this is you thinking to yourself, well, I'm not connected with someone who I know is interested in me, you could be on television and this person could be watching you on the screen, and this is them simply entranced. How did they know that? What a fascinating person. It's as if they can't stop watching you. So if you don't know of this person, Gemini, you may be on Instagram, on YouTube, on TikTok, and they just can't draw their eyes away from you. It's your aura, it's your confidence, it's your knowledge. This is someone who sees you as a star, Gemini. And I think with the Five of Wands, they may have been conflicted as to whether or not they should approach you. So for the majority of you, I want to say that you may not know who this person is, but they definitely know who you are, Gemini. They'd be watching you. But I'm not getting a sort of slightly uncomfortable stalker type energy. No, no, no. This is someone who wants to meet you. I wonder what they're like to talk to you in person. Okay, Michael's saying yes. So, Gemini, you haven't met this person yet, but they definitely know of you. And you are somehow out there on social media. Yeah. In the immediate future, Four of Cups. Gemini, unbeknown to this person, you may live very quietly. You may not be as confident as you are on screen. You may have an on-screen persona. You could be even naturally shy. I don't feel this person has fallen in love with a fictitious image of you, Gem, even if you look super glam, because they have fallen in love with your mind. They may feel, Gemini, you're sort of one in a million, but they may not know that behind the scenes you might have had to cope with heartbreak, trauma, stress, depression in the past, because you might have had to go through very difficult, challenging situations in order to gain the knowledge to pass to people that you may mentor or people that listen to you. You could be a public speaker. You could be a healer. You could simply be a tarot reader. But Gemini, there's something about you that this person isn't aware of. And if you have a chance to meet this person face to face, you may be nervous that they would be disappointed. Because I feel underneath, right? If we look at these two images, Gem, underneath this gorgeous, glamorous, super confident female is someone who feels a little bit lost, a little bit on their own. They've been through a difficult time. They've been through hardship. But this person would never know, Gemini, that you had any insecurities or fears or doubts at all because of how confident you are on screen, is what I'm getting here. What are you fearing, Gemini? What are you fearing? Okay. Gemini, you may know that you are very different when you're home by yourself. You know, you've got your makeup off, you're sitting on the couch, you're relaxing. You may know that you're very, very different in person. So you definitely have a public persona and a private persona. You may be slightly nervous that when the mask comes off, this person wouldn't be quite so fascinated by you, quite so interested in you. I'm hearing someone say, I'm just a normal woman who's been through it. Yes, but they don't see you like that. They see you as a powerhouse, somebody who has a lot to give in terms of healing words for other people, helping other people in times of stress and fear and confusion. But Gemini, if this person does reach out to you, it could be on email, it may be a social media message, wanting to touch base with you. If you sell your services, so if you're a tarot reader, this is somebody reaching out for private reading. If this is you mentoring people in terms of life coaching or something similar, you could even be a dietitian with extensive knowledge of your industry. It could be you're a counselor. Whatever services you provide, this is someone who may reach out to you as a client. But you may have no idea that what they're really wanting to do is sort of come face to face with you. It's almost as if they're wanting to unravel the person that is you. You may be slightly nervous about that because I feel, Gemini, you're a very private person. This is you with a very strong online presence, but it may well be that you're ex-directory. It may well be that you work hard in keeping your private life to yourself. You may not splash over social media anything to do with your relationships or your family details. You keep yourself to yourself, but it's because you may be out there on social media to such a big extent that the only way that you could remain sane is to have that really strong divide between your public life and your personal life. Otherwise, you may go crazy because people would be able to infiltrate their way into your private life, and you may feel as if you're being dissected by people, judged by people. People may see you in a different way, and you don't want that to happen. You've worked hard to build up this public persona. This is you, very conscious that you want to keep your reputation squeaky clean. You don't want people to find out something that they may misinterpret or twist in a way that could damage you and your identity online. But this is someone, Gemini, who is absolutely determined to get closer to you. So just be aware that they're coming in. In this person's energy, Temperance. Gemini, they've been biding their time. This could simply be a Sagittarian, although not necessarily. They've been waiting for the right time to reach out to you. It's going to be very soon. What you're hoping for, Gem, is with a Page of Swords to simply keep your distance, which is interesting. You're very happy to communicate. You're very happy to help this person. You're extremely happy to try to help them in the way that they need help. But you are not wanting to open the door into your private life. You're very conscious that you want to keep this person at arm's length. The outcome, Gemini, is the 10 of Cups. You may be coming to the understanding that it might be worth your while getting to know this person. It might be that you are naturally quite reserved, but because you may be popular online, you may have a lot of followers, you may have built up a big database of clients, You're very confident in terms of your business life, but you're not so confident in your private life because I feel you're still holding a few scars pertaining to your past experiences. You've worked very hard so people don't see your wounds. But those wounds and those issues, Gemini, have made you the person that you are now, and you've built your online identity based on that, based on those issues and heartbreak that you went through in the past. But there's still inside a slightly vulnerable, nervous, what I want to say, Gemini, is little girl lost. And do forgive me, guys, that's come through. And you wouldn't want this person to see that side of you. But I feel, Gemini, they want to see that side of you. Because this is someone not really wanting a mentor, if the truth be known. This is someone, Gemini, who sees a romantic future with you. So they want you to open up a little bit to them. But they know that this is going to be a little bit challenging because they sort of put you on this pedestal. And as far as they're concerned, they don't think you'd be remotely interested in them. So the only way that they can get to know you a little bit is by becoming a client. And I feel that's what we've got here, Gem. Clarification for you, Gem. Yeah, Queen of Swords, this is you. Now, this could be you getting ready to go online, make a speech, meet a client. You're getting ready. You're looking gorgeous. But underneath that, we have the moon. There's a lot of fear. You may be highly self-protective. You definitely hold two personas, Gemini, but then you are the twins, so I'm not surprised. In this person's energy, the Five of Cups, they feel a little bit lost. They may indeed want to have your advice somehow. The Page of Wands. They definitely want to communicate with you, or you may have already been communicating with them, but you don't know exactly who they are. This is somebody who may have messaged you on social media. Oh, I love what you do. I love your work. I find you very interesting. The topics that you discuss, that sort of thing. You may have just liked to comment and thought nothing of it, but this is someone who sees you in their future, Gemini. But they do want to see the magician behind the curtain is what I'm getting here. But this is something that you may not be prepared to divulge. The true you, the real you. It could be for many reasons, but I feel the main reason, Gemini, is that you are highly self-protective. And you may just class this person as somebody that sees you online, is a bit obsessed with you, because you may be semi-famous, you may be very glamorous online, and you may think, yes, they don't know who I really am. They are definitely wanting to delve deeper though, Gemini. We will see. Underneath the deck, Gem, the Hermit. Oh, wow. Yes. This again is a contradiction in terms. I mean, we've got you. This is you in your private life. You may not be social. You may not go out very much. You may be a bit of a bookworm. You may enjoy studying your craft. And then we have you as the magician. This is the online you. This is the screen version of you. Very, very different. With the Eight of Pentacles, you work incredibly hard. You could be highly successful in what you do. High Priestess. Again, you may not communicate with many people outside your inner circle. You hold a lot of secrets within you, Gemini, that this person wants to sort of dig out of you. But I feel, Gemini, the thought of someone delving into the recesses of your mind and figuring out who you really are when you're at home, when you're relaxing, fills you with terror. I'm actually hearing terror. So we have the Hermit and the Magician, the Eight of Pentacles and the High Priestess. You may be focused on your career rather than relationships. It may well be this is what this person finds so fascinating. They may look at you and think, my goodness, she's gorgeous, glamorous, and so intelligent. I wonder why I don't see her with countless men, Gemini, you may be one of these people that went through it to such an extent that you're simply not interested in relationships. But I don't think that's right. I think you are, but you may not have found your match. And I don't know, Gemini, it may well be because you are a one-off, What's that saying in that really old film, Melanie Griffiths? I've got a head for business, but a body for sin. It's something like that. Gemini, this person may be chomping at the bit trying to get to know you. You may have a massive wall up. You protect your privacy. But I'm telling you now, this person wants to break down your defenses. So, Gem, let's get into this and see what else comes through. So we start off with the Star and the Five of Wands. This is someone in internal conflict. Who is this star? Who is this incredible woman? Who is she really? You're just doing your thing, Gem. What are you thinking about? Eight of Wands. You may be thinking about the next place you have to be. You could travel for work. You could hold seminars, that sort of thing. Or with the Eight of Wands, you may have a lot of emails coming in every day. The Devil. You may get used to people being obsessed with you, Gemini, in the nicest sense. I mean, you could be literally a very glamorous, gorgeous woman with the brain of Einstein, and you may get used to men sort of being fascinated by you. What is your internal landscape? What's your internal landscape? You're all about your business, Gemini. Interesting. You're all about your business. It may be that you become so disenchanted with love, so disappointed. You might have had a difficult childhood. You may have had 2 or 3 really bad relationships. You've turned that into success in business somehow. And you are all about your stability. You may be naturally highly independent, but why do I feel, Gemini, it might be because you haven't found anyone that matches you. Because again, you could be a bit of a one-off. I mean, you seem to tick most people's boxes, Gem. What's your energy right now? 2 of Wands, you are standing at crossroads in your life. You're not quite sure what the future holds. But I think you're just heads down working, Gemini, as a single woman. 9 of Pentacles. Yeah, you're all about your money. 10 of Pentacles. So rather than thinking, oh, I wonder if I should go out, I wonder if I can meet somebody new, I wonder if I should try online dating, I wonder if I should get out of my community and see who's out there. No, you're researching how to build your business. You're investing your money. You're reading up on new and interesting ways to portray your craft. And you're very happy, Gemini. It's as if, forgive me guys, what I'm hearing is you can look, but don't touch. You can look, but don't touch. But you may feel you need to keep people at arm's length, Gemini, to retain your online identity, your screen image. I don't want people to get too close because they may find out I'm just a normal woman who's been through it. You enjoy keeping your distance. You may feel as if you have to keep your distance for the sake of your career. I don't want people to sort of infiltrate their way into my private life. No, 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 no. Again, magician behind the curtain. In the past, Four of Pentacles, you may have been left on your own, left to survive on your own. You may have had huge financial issues in the past with the Four of Pentacles. You may have dealt with grief, loss, heartbreak. You went through it in the past, but you got stronger and wiser, Gemini. Yes, it wasn't easy. Nine of Wands. Basically, in the past, Gemini, you had two choices. You could sink or you could swim. And I feel, Gemini, you chose to go into survival mode. This will not bring me down, was your energy. This will not crush me. I'm a survivor. That was your energy. Even though, Gemini, oh my goodness, I'm feeling highly emotional. Whoever I'm connecting with, you may at one point thought, I can't deal with this anymore. I don't want to be in this life anymore. I can't cope. You did. You did. You did. Yeah. But you were nearly broken somehow, Gemini. Nine of Swords. You were very nearly broken. Nine of Wands, Nine of Swords. You may have been thinking, what is life all about? You may have been thinking, I can't believe that I've had to go through all this. What is the reason? Questioning the divine. You know? Why did you put me through this? Well, it's because, Gemini, your life path, your life's purpose may well have been to help others who might have gone through what you've gone through. But nobody would know it on the outside. After you realize that you could use what you've been through as a stepping stone to your success, you then sat looking at the past. It might have been painful. Okay, I've got to dredge up all these experiences, everything that happened to me, because I need to take those experiences and remember how I felt, how I managed to keep myself stable going through it. You wanted to bottle those because that was your future success. I've got to remember how I felt, because when somebody comes to me saying, this happened, that happened, I don't know what to do, I don't know how to deal with it, you can portray the fact that you went through that, and you can also portray how you got through it. I could be connecting with a counselor, a healer, a psychologist. Whoever you are, Gemini, you are extremely successful. But you may also have this wonderful, humble side of yourself, which means that people feel comfortable moving towards you. You interact with people in a very warm way. You're extremely compassionate. This is you saying to someone, I know how you feel. I completely understand. I'm with you on that. Let's work through this together. That's what you would say. Something to that effect. So you had to delve into your past, even though it was very challenging, Gemini, because you needed those experiences to help you build your future success. But it wasn't easy. No, no, no. Because it's almost as if you had to relive everything you went through before, and that was not something that you really wanted to do, but you knew it was essential if you were to help others. You knew it was essential. That's what I'm getting. Yeah, wow. So you went back in time, Gemini, a time where you were vulnerable, a time where you were left, a time when you felt depleted. What is life all about? I'm hearing, do I even want to be here anymore? Whew, and I'm feeling very emotional. Whoever I'm connecting with here, you have been through it. What else are you thinking about? The Hangman, that you've self-sacrificed. You may be looking back at a period where you stayed in a situation where you knew you had to leave and you just couldn't. Ten of Wands. Looking back at all the burden and all the stress you had to endure. So you not only went through it in the past, but you relived it because you realized you had to in order to create your future life, to give yourself stability so that you never have to be in the same situation again. This is you using that pain, that stress to build a foundation for yourself. And I think, Gemini, for quite a long time, you couldn't even contemplate a relationship. You couldn't even contemplate it. No. I'm just going to be single for the rest of my life, right? But you have become stronger since you went through that. You've rebuilt yourself. And you now are very successful. And you did it all yourself. You did it all yourself, Gem. You built it from the ground up, is what I'm getting. What's on your mind, Gemini? What's on your mind? Yeah. Wow. Look at the difference. So, Gemini, here we have you. Okay. Now, this is you now. This is what you went through. 5 of Pentacles. I mean, look at the difference. This is you in a very dark place. Not quite sure if you would make it. This is you now. Only you know what you endured to get to this place. And I think what you're worried about, Gemini, is ever being in a situation where you're back there again. And that's why I feel you are so career driven. So driven. So here we have this person keeping a close eye on you on social media. You're in a very self-protective mindset, but they're determined to get closer to you. What is this person's energy? They've been watching you for a long time, Gemini. Justice, yeah. The way they're going to get close to you is via a legal contract. So this will be a client. Chariot. Now, they could be a Libra or a Cancerian. This is someone, Gemini, who's going to travel towards you or simply ask you to help them progress emotionally in a situation that's kept them stuck. But it may almost, Gemini, be something that they know they could handle on their own. They don't really need you, but they're very interested as to what you have to say. And they are using it as a way in. They're sort of keeping their fingers crossed. What are they going to say to you, Gemini? Knight of Swords. They may simply come out with the fact that they have anger issues, or they may say to you that they've had a row with their girlfriend. It's over. What can I do? Eight of Swords. They're going to tell you they're not quite sure how to handle a situation. They need your advice. They need your guidance. They need your expertise. King of Swords. But they are being strategic. It's their way in. It's their way in, Gemini. Yeah. Because they simply want enlightenment as to who you really are. Who is that magician behind the curtain? They may travel to see you in person. They could be a Leo. Now you, Gemini, at this point of time are sat in the 4 of Cups. You may be having an off day. You may be feeling I'm exhausted. Another email coming in. Okay. Before I put my feet up, I better answer it. You're not really in the mood with the 4 of Cups. You're thinking, oh, I don't really want to have to deal with this, but it's my life, but it's my business. So yes, you're going to do what you do. You could have a template email that you send to clients. Thank you for reaching out, that sort of thing. How can I help you? This is my website. What are you saying to this person, Gemini? Okay, Six of Cups. What you're saying to this person is, you understand they had a rough time in the past. I'm so sorry you had to deal with that. I do understand, right? You're doing your mentor thing. What else are you saying? Yes, of course. Three of Pentacles. We can work in partnership. I will get you through this. I will get you through this. And you probably will, Gemini, because you've had the experience. The World. You may ask them to make a down payment on a website. The world can be the internet. You may ask this person to provide various details, which may help you understand their situation to a greater degree. What else are you going to say? Yes, Ace of Pentacles. I mean, as soon as they've made payment, Gemini, I mean, this is you doing a businesswoman thing. As soon as they've made payment, then you will arrange for an appointment to be scheduled in. Now, depending on what you actually do for a business, I would imagine you would normally see clients face to face. It could be Skype, it could be Zoom, but I imagine that you would normally have close contact with your clients. And that is what this person is hoping for. What else are you going to say to this person? Yes, okay, Gemini. This is going to be a slight issue because the Seven of Wands is simply you being a little bit defensive. Because with the Sun, they may be saying to you, oh, well, I'd love to meet you in person. You know, I can travel to your area. I would love to see you face to face. I feel as if we'd get more out of a session if I met you personally. Now, Gemini, if you normally keep clients a little bit at arm's length, okay, this is you feeling as if you don't really want to invite somebody into your home, right? You may have got used to people being a little bit nosy. This is you saying to this person, I'm so sorry, but I don't take face-to-face appointments. Happy to talk to you on the phone, happy to do a Skype call, but I don't tend to meet face-to-face in person. But I don't tend to meet in person. Now, Gemini, you've obviously got very good reasons not to do that, but it's going to be frustrating for this person because they do want to see you. They do want to figure out a way of actually being in your presence. So their little idea of asking you for help, for guidance as a client, may not be giving them the access to you that they really want. What is the energy between these two, Michael? Six of Wands. They're going to feel victorious that they may feel as if they're on the road to getting to know you better. You may simply see this as a lucrative business contract. Six of Wands, victory and success, another client, fantastic. So Gemini, 10 of Cups to end the reading. Let's have a look and see, what is the 10 of Cups for my Geminis? Okay. There's going to be a Tower moment relating to the 10 of Cups. Now, Gem, it could be that this person is persistent and you end up doing a Skype call and you could see this person and there might be something about them that makes you feel, oh my goodness, I think they're my person. I feel that's what it might be. Yes. Wheel of Destiny. You're going to be having a conversation with this person. It could be an initial meetup. It could be simply a Skype call, something like that. You're going to see their face. You're going to have an initial chat. And what you're going to be thinking about is, I feel that somehow we were meant to meet. There's going to be that moment. There's going to be that moment, Gem. He could be extremely suave. He could be very attractive. But I'm getting a highly intelligent energy coming from this guy. He may be a highly successful businessman in his own right. What is he going to say? Yeah. Gemini, he's not taking no for an answer. The Three of Wands is, I want to travel to see you in person. We can have an initial chat on Skype, but I do want a one-to-one with you. What are you going to be thinking about? Seven of Cups. Emotional confusion. I somehow feel as if this person may be the guy for me. It could be instinctual, but you haven't done this before, Gem. It may not be how you run your business. But this is a very attractive guy, and I feel you're tempted. I feel you're tempted, Gem. Yeah. Gemini, Four of Wands, you may have an office space that you use, or you may suggest you meet this man in a meeting room in a hotel, so it's away from your home. You're definitely going to be getting together in person. I do feel a sort of hotel vibe. It could be one of these hotels with lots of meeting rooms. You may meet this man in the lobby. You may have a quiet drink together, cup of coffee. There is going to be that feeling, Gemini, that this might evolve into something. You're going to sense that he's very interested in you. You're obviously going to find out he's single, right? I think he might have had relationship issues. Yeah, the Fool. You may feel that it's a bit risky. You may think, God, I never do this. I keep clients at a little bit of a distance, but this is you feeling quite pleased that you've decided to take that chance. He could be an Aries. Ten of Swords. You're going to learn, Gemini, that he went through a very painful ending. Now, it could be anything from a death in the family to a very unpleasant divorce situation. He seems to have been through it. It's all going to come spilling out. Queen of Wands. He may say to you, Gemini, that his wife cheated on him. He may say to you, Gemini, that he never thought it would happen. You may decide to meet him again for another session, mentor session. You may find yourself, Gemini, wanting to look extra specially glamorous when you meet him again. You may realize what you're doing. Oh, why am I putting on lip gloss? Why am I getting my hair done? You may arrange a series of follow-up meetings, appointments. Yes, Page of Pentacles. I almost see you here. I almost see you here giving him your business card. Let's catch up again. I think you need further advice, maybe additional counseling. This is my business card. You know, I've got a business phone. I've got a business number. You can ring me. Gemini, I think this may progress into you two getting to know each other at a deeper level. You didn't ever want to show the magician behind the curtain, Gem, before. But you may make an exception with this guy because you may have a funny feeling that this could be the one for you. Ace of Cups. Gemini, I think you're going to develop feelings for this man. I think they're going to be mutual. Who knows if this is going to be a lifelong commitment in the future? Who knows? But I feel as if this is the one time, Gemini, that you're going to decide to open the door. It could be, Gem, the best thing that you ever did. So, my lovely Geminis, I'm leaving the reading there. I really hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know if this is your story. Take care of you, sending love and light your way, and many blessings. Bye, Gem.